So let's head over to calligrapher.com. We're going to create a free account and start building our first custom typeface. How do we actually draw our font? This is the part that stops a lot of people before they even get started. The question I hear most is, what if my handwriting isn't that cute? Spoiler, doesn't have to be. That's not the point. You're not trying to be a calligrapher. You're not trying to be a professional. You're trying to make a custom font for your brand of your handwriting. And the beauty is that it feels like you. It's about personality and consistency, not perfection. So let's hop into Calligrapher. So I'm downloading the PDF directly from Calligrapher. And from here, you have two options. If you're more old school or just prefer a pen and paper, you can just print this out and use a thick black pen or a marker to fill in each box. Just keep your strokes consistent and make sure everything stays inside the lines. I'm going to be doing this digitally, so I'm importing the template straight into Procreate on my iPad. Inside Procreate, I create a new layer on top of the template so I can draw over it without messing up the actual layout. I'm going to be using a monoline brush, something that's super clean because I want this to be super legible when I turn it into a font. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. So we're going to start by drawing letters A through Z, and as I'm drawing these letters, I'm thinking about a few things. I'm keeping my baseline level so everything sits evenly. I'm keeping my letters spacing somewhat consistent, and I'm keeping my natural style. And listen, your handwriting doesn't have to be perfect. That's what makes this so cool. You're creating something that's totally yours. The little slant in your E or the loop in your G, that's your brand talking. You'll also notice I'm not rushing through this. This is where your brand's personality really shows up. You want to take your time. It doesn't have to be flawless, but it should feel intentional. If you want to do multiple styles later, maybe a casual font and a more elegant one, you totally can, but for now, we're just going to finish out the alphabet and a few basic punctuation marks like period, exclamation point, and all the numbers. Once you've filled everything out, the next step is getting this thing back into Calligrapher so we can preview it as a real font. In Procreate, I'm exporting this page as a high-resolution PNG. You can also do JPEG, but I like the PNG for the sharper edges. If you did this on paper, this is where you'd either scan your page or snap a flat, well-lit photo on your phone. Just make sure it's clean and really, really clear. Heading back to Calligrapher, I'm going to upload my font file by clicking Upload Template. The site will automatically read each box and it assigns the correct letter to the box. So this is where it's super, super simple. Calligrapher is then going to generate a preview of my letter. This is honestly my favorite part. Seeing your own lettering show up as an actual typeface is so satisfying. Like, this is seriously a real font now that I can use anywhere. To test out my font, I'm going to type out the Quick Brown Fox. I'm typing out this test phrase to see how it flows. And yes, this actually looks like my handwriting, for better or for worse. Except now it's digital and we're ready to use in Canva, in client work, in workbooks, in GoodNotes, anywhere. If something feels off, maybe one of the letters looks too small or is misaligned, no problem at all. You just go back, redraw that one letter, you're gonna re-upload that image, and then it'll fix all of your problems. Don't overthink it. The font doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. And more importantly, it has to feel like you. This stage is where other people can kind of get stuck thinking, okay, I made the font, but how do I actually save it and then use it? What do I do now? Let's build the font. Inside Calligrapher, you'll head up to the top menu and click Build Font. This is where you're going to give your font an actual name, and trust me, this part's like oddly fun. Sometimes it can be really tough though. But for this one, you can name your font anything. I'd keep it simple and creative. I'm gonna name mine Sammy Handwriting for now. It's short, it makes sense, and it's easy to find later in Canva in the drop-down menu. And we're gonna click Build. Once you name it, just click Build and Calligrapher will instantly generate a downloadable font file. If you're wondering the difference between TTF and OTF, don't worry about it too much. TTF is going to be great for most platforms and works perfectly with Canva. If you wanted to dive deeper into the different font formats, I have another video on that, but that's going to be more for if you're creating real fonts and professional fonts. You're going to want different types of font files for different uses. So right now, you don't need to worry about that. save the file somewhere you'll remember. I'm just gonna drop mine into my downloads folder, but if you plan to make more fonts, I recommend creating a little font folder so you can keep track of all of them. And that's it. You now have a fully working font created by you, styled by you, and ready to use in your designs. Now let's upload it to Canva. Canva doesn't exactly advertise the upload font feature, but it's there and it works beautifully. First, make sure you're using Canva Pro. This feature is not available on the free plan. If you don't have Canva Pro, you can start with a free trial and it'll work out just fine. Once you're in Canva dashboard, head over to the brand. This is where your brand assets live. Your colors, your logo, and yes, now your fonts. Select your brand and then scroll down till you see the section labeled fonts. This is where the magic is gonna happen. So we're gonna click the button that says add new, and then we're gonna click upload a font. And we're gonna find the font file that we just downloaded from Calligrapher. We're gonna select our file and Canva's gonna pop up with a little message asking if we have the rights to use this font, and since you created it yourself from scratch, you're good to go. You have full rights to it, so you're gonna click yes, upload anyways. And just like that, your font is officially inside Canva. It's available in every design that you create. Let's test it out. I'm opening up a blank Canva project and I'm gonna just add some text to the page. So from here, I'm gonna head to the font dropdown, and this is where I'm just gonna type in the name of my font and it will auto-populate the font that it just made right there. Once you click it, it'll apply that to this text box, and then you can also use that in anything else. You can use it in headlines, overlays, branding, products, graphics, social